Happy days. It's time for some FACEIT League. We have got your final few matches here for NA Master Division. It's the final week of Season 7. And you know what? We still have some playoff seeding left to decide. Could be deciding some of the fate of at least one of these teams here tonight, as we've got Jman taking on Amplify. Jman are hunting for that precious 9th win to try to make it into playoffs. And remember, once you make it into playoffs, you know what? Then anything is possible. You've got some benchmark things to fight for here in this Season 7, our first season, kind of our transition season into 2026. And with it comes an opportunity to secure your spot in Season 8 Master Division if you can get top 6 out of playoffs, and then even secure a spot in the Phase 2 of OWCS qualifiers if you can get top 4 out of playoffs. So first things first, you got to make it into the postseason. But once you're there, I mean, it doesn't matter what seeds you get into the postseason with. Once you're into the postseason, you've got both of those two huge benchmarks are laid out in front of you, are available to you. So there's a lot of stakes on the line here for this Season 7, playoff stretch, and the end of the season to see who can make their way in. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the standings and see where everything sits. EDM coming in 8-4, currently sitting in 8th place, 2 fewer losses than the next team below them, which is going to be Shikigami. EDM does have a little bit of buffer room, I will say. And theoretically, I mean, Amplify actually has more losses on the board than EDM here currently. That 9th win is kind of a precious benchmark here when, I mean, on a top 8 out of 16 teams. And, with this being Amplify's final match, not only would EDM move to 9-4, give themselves a pretty darn good chance of making it into playoffs, but also if they're able to beat Amplify here, it would level the playing field a little bit, which kind of makes things a little bit more interesting here in the midsection when you talk about seeding going into the playoffs. So EDM have a chance to put an important dub on the board and also play spoiler a little bit, as far as just not to Amplify necessarily themselves, a little bit in that regard, sure. But also to the rest of the playing field and what happens here when we start getting into talking about, head-to-heads and playoffs. Quick look at our strength of schedules here between our two teams. EDM opened up 0-3, right? And it was like, ooh, like that is a rough start. That's a rough start. And that is 3 of their 4 losses before the first week of December. Since then, I mean, they've had a pretty darn good streak. It has been 8-9 since, with their only loss to Dreamland. That doesn't include a win over your defending champions in Extinction. We did have some changes, with Derpy stepping down, and Cardifan kind of basically your only take here for the most part. To the point where we're seeing Cardi, pick up Zarya now and stuff, right? So despite, some growing pains early in the season, ADM have turned around and put together one heck of a season. There was a Diva ban from EDM as your home team tonight, getting first pick. So we talked about EDM's season, and they're, winning 8 of their 9 matches. Let's talk about Amplify a little bit. Losses are to Nightmare, Academy, Dreamland, Extinction, and Shiki. Those first 4 have all proven to be very top teams, right? The loss to Shiki is the one that kind of makes you question. So Amplify, they do bounce back. They put up a win over EU Takeover. They have put together a great season here. After, having a 4-11 season in Season 6. Amplify are absolutely, at 9-5, looking like playoff contenders, and have bounced back beautifully. I would personally, I don't know who I would give the edge to here. What do y'all think? What do Pred say? This is a tough one to call, honestly. I think we've got a potential banger on our hands, as we're going to get an Echo ban out of Amplify. 100% to 0 as far as where your money is. Believe that EDM is going to take this. We'll see if they back it up. Heavy favorites as far as chat is concerned, as far as the few bettors we have and how much money they're willing to invest.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Cardi in here for EDM, pulls out the ball as we start things off on Ruins. Big Iron pulls out the Cassidy. Big Iron is PDK in Cassidy, is just what Lampent was calling PDK in Cassidy. So now that's just stuck. No, that's just Big Iron. We saw Biz go clear off the bridge here to start. As we will get the Vendetta Zarya comp with Jman backing it up in the with the Freya. And this is one of the few times I haven't seen the Freya banned out. I've seen the Freya banned so often on this map, but EDM opt to ban the D.Va instead. And PDK, you know what, wins that duel. Little spin to win, and Gap got flattened. Good pile drive will finish off Biz, and you know, a beautiful opening fight here for EDM. It looks like they're not too worried about the fray at all, at least not here in fight 1. Kept trying to fight their way just around Cardi, who's already got mines, by the way, compared to the 36% for Grav. Gap just got destroyed by a whole host of presents. Mines beat Kitsu. I mean, that's crazy. Do I know where I can find the EDM Amplify game? Right here, Maddie. Right here. Big Iron and EDM just continue to pick this apart. Not a single death so far. I was just watching in awe as Cardi Fan and PDK put on a show. Maybe they're just painting. It's just an art here that we're seeing so far. The opening 3 engagements have been flawless from Emote down mid. There's a good, beautiful push from Biz. Biz knocks PDK off the high ground. There you go. It's exactly what you needed. What a boop out of Biz. You're going to cut Grapes out of the sky. Almost caught him with the cutting edge. Goes in with the whirlwind dash. Grapes able to survive. Gorilla does get a Kitsu in play, and Jman is down, but CrazyCat has an answer. And we will get some capture percentage on the board. Amplify muscle through after an amazing opening by Biz. All it took was getting PDK off that high ground. Oh, a little blender tech. Not to be confused with the blender comp, but some blender tech there out of Cardi Fan. Getting a lot of roll through hits. So each one of those doing double damage on the Gap. To be, I mean, enormous Grav though here to answer. That Grav caught 4. PDK is down. Gorilla won't survive the aftermath. And Amplify eventually get this swap. Flip the point. Bull is full capped, but Skunk isn't. Hey, I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's Bull Skunk. All right, Cardi with another minefield. Yeah, we'll just throw this on the point. Why not? Free flip. Free flip at 99%. Please tell me you don't. Oh my god. That was entirely too close to C9ing that. Biz and Gap are getting kills, but Jman is already down. Biz is going to go into a pile of mines, get back on the point. Gap is greeted by a pulse bomb. And that is a pretty enormous overreach out of Amplify. What a cap. I can't believe what I just saw. No way you just let them do that. I mean, Idiot might be top 4. And I think that was a good map for Jman to kind of have an opportunity to pop off on, have some range to play with. This is another good one. But despite that, instead of trying to set Jman up on top of the lighthouse, they're going to rotate Cage, which I think to be an interesting choice. Maybe felt like they would be expecting to try to set up high ground. Like Cardi fan would be just kind of ready for that. Oh, what a piece of tech to get the boop into the pop-up. Comes down with the pile drive, although it is blocked by the bubble. All right, little extra boot maneuvers. And there you go. Again, you can't underestimate the additional roll-through damage from the perk. The adds double the roll-through damage on the tanks here for Cardi fan. Yeah, I saw that in the match chat, Blue Jay. Got to cure boredom in the match chat. I saw that. I saw that. You know, Wrecking Ball is good for that. Okay, Biz. Well, fine. I'll get you on camera. Wow. So just hog the spotlight, why don't you? Obviously, I'm memeing, and we're going into a Sombra that's able to pick off grapes. See if you can slow down Cardi. Cardi giving a lot of problems. Nobody saw that. Don't worry. Quite literally, you're invisible. Double entendre. Let's say, where's Cardi? Cardi's going to the high ground and try to attack Jman. You cannot let Jman stand up. I do love that plan. Immediately, look at this. The massive scout from the high ground. You're trying to attack onto either the DPS. I think he might have been going for Jman there, but that's a huge push. Gap is going to be the one ends up in trouble. 50 health here for the Zarya as they run back. Meanwhile, PDK does eventually hunt down the Freya. Big Iron's got the Deadeye in the pocket. Rolls forward. Couple of big red X's onto onto Gap, and they will eventually fall. PDK circle around for the third. Ryan's able to pick up a pair. And EDM are just absolutely dominating so far here on this map. Cardi is yet to die. 22-0. Jman was kind of stuck. Okay, we'll flutter out above the mines that were placed very early in the fight. Ewan gets caught. Sound barrier in play. EMP out of biz, but I'm not sure there's going to be much follow-up. CrazyCat just holding on to a pulse bomb. They're out of Ryan. And that is going to do it. Gap falls to the Deadeye. And Big Iron looking to close out map 1. Couple of shots. Ewan's by the bay side. By the buy and buy. With the emphasis on buy. See you later. That's the end of map 1. EDM closed it out with 2. Well, practically 2 100 to 0s. Amplify actually did get a percentage. Close this map out in a 100 to 0. All right. There you go. Round. Sub-map. Something like that. Fantastic shooting. I mean, it was such a strong opening. Right out of the gate, you see EDM take control with the Wrecking Ball. And a lot of people do spin, you know, we're talking about a lot of teams that don't play Freya will automatically ban the Freya on Ilios. We've seen it time and time again here in Season 7 in particular. We've also seen banning out the Wrecking Ball in Map 1 as a common strat against EDM. But EDM, they protect that. That's where we see that Diva ban come into play. You know, you can not really what Gap is known for. Gap is a little bit more known for the ground and pound kind of heroes. So banning out the Diva, I think, was more of, you know, perhaps if you end up on Lighthouse, which you don't even end up on, you know, maybe you might have seen the Diva there. But it really is able to protect the Wrecking Ball in an important control map, and Cardi's able to do so much. Amplify, go to New Junk City and ban out the Doomfist here. Looking at some stats, some very, very one-sided stats there on a map 1. This feels like some homework, right? You know, I mean, you can make the Wrecking Ball, especially a Wrecking Ball of Cardi's caliber, can make the Wrecking Ball work here. But the Doomfist is preferred, and Cardi's just as exquisite on that hero. So take the Doom out of the mix. 27-0 there for Cardi in map 1 of the ball, though. That 100 to 0 pred early on now seems very rewarded. Even though, you know, you don't get heavy payout, it was the wise bet. Let's see if you think the same is true at map 2 when Amplify get a map pick. I mean, remember, EDM did get map pick and first ban there. Back in on our match, we're getting loaded in. It's going to be a Vendetta ban out of ADM as we get set for New Junk City. Which I was curious about, like the, I don't know, not as worried about the Vendetta if you're playing ball. And so what does Cardi bring? Cardi's bringing a Maga to the table. This is definitely something we haven't seen before. Similar look out of the other side, but Biz will pull out a May, since we don't have the Vendetta to play around. Jman is going into the Sojourn. The Freya very strong on Ilios because of the unique high ground position on both Lighthouse and Well, but the Sojourn is definitely the more preferred hit scan, just in general. As far as number of maps where the hit scan is viable, the Sojourn is definitely preferred. Of course, I mean in the role of hit scan. Don't give me that Freya not hit scan crap. Right is into a company Big Iron and the Cassidy. Get some damage with the Emerge, and we'll follow up as a primary fire. Take Jman down with the guns, but you've lost Cardi in this exchange. And Gap still marching forward with 2/3 of their charge. There's plenty to wreck the day of EDM here. Oh, I owe you a side swap, don't I? Your bans are correct. I just don't have the team names correct yet. Now they're correct. Sorry. It is, of course, EDM who got first cap on that. Amplify stealing it away. Good evening, Viola. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here, Goat. What's it? Gap is finding kills while we see the May trying to stall on the point. There was a mismatch created on point, but the cryo freeze just allowed Biz to wait it out. Kitsu is now in play, and the reinforcements have shown up. The cavalry is here. Amplify gave up the point for a split second, but steal it right back. Nice sacrifice play there from Biz. And still we'll have Blizzard for this next fight. Cardi fan has had enough of the Maga. We're on to the ball. We do have a bunch of ultimates for EDM to fight their way back into the arena with. PDK doesn't need one to find first kill. Oh, it catches you, and just before the wall comes up, beautiful Deadeye. Nice headshot. Helped to find that kill in a CrazyCat. There you go. 4 limbs on the board. 3 final blows for PDK in that beautiful fight. What's up, Odie? My dog just came down and just decided to come in and lay down with me. Oh. Oh, shiver me timbers. EDM have control of the point. Big Iron is waiting, lying like a barnacle to tag you from underneath. Jman catches the brunt of it. I have no idea why I'm talking like this. I know, I got you, Mushroom. And so you're on a 2-minute delay. It takes me a second to realize, but I do realize. We'll spin to win here in the Kitsu. Oh, no. Okay, that's got maybe swap, or I don't know if Biz thought that things were more winnable than they were. I mean, we also got a Grav invested early in that. Biz is staying with the May, so maybe didn't realize just how far down they were. Losing that Blizzard is a disastrous turn. I mean, even if you're just able to lock down, PDK with it, just find an early opening pick. You're not likely to get, a whole lot else. Maybe you catch the Curie without their cooldowns or something with it. It would be tough, no doubt. Is melee projectile or hit scan? I guess melee is hit scan with a delay? I don't know. Is that It's hit scan depending on where you are with it? I don't know, it's melee. It's different because you can kind of swing it. First cap here from Amplify. They win a good fight. Melee has travel time. PDK says got mine. Yeah, melee, I agree with Blue Jay here, actually. I think melee is melee. because of the way that you can kind of rotate around. Because if you have the melee out, wherever the melee is, you can kind of rotate your character around and get the hitbox to connect, right? So it does kind of have like a beam damage kind of thing. I also think like the beam damage of Zarya isn't, I mean, is technically, I think is its own thing as well. With like, because it's like tracking. Like to me, hit scan's like bullets. I don't consider the beam damage of Zarya and Sim to be hit scan, even though it does instantaneous damage. It's a beam. It's a different kind of, right? It's its own thing. It's not like Cassidy is hit scan. Ashe is hit scan. Ryan is killing everybody with a tectonic shock. Well, oh, Ewan, that was a beat. That was a beat. I don't know, that just felt like an ego beat just to prove you could do it. I don't know. You're not able to hunt down Gorilla. Gorilla is able to sneak away. This has been a wild point. I'm so sorry I was distracted through the first half. We're going to get a Kitsu into the back half of this still ongoing fight. PDK rolls forward to hunt down their second kill amidst that Kitsu. And things finally quiet down as the ADM walks away with control. Hey, and Maddie, you started talking about beams before. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. I did that. That's not part of the lay. I was already talking about beams before you brought it up. I'm just saying. All right, it's the Jman swing with the Deadeye. Sound barrier in play from Grapes. By the way, I didn't even have a chance to talk about this. Yeah, this is happening. Gap through at a grab. It is able to finish off, I believe, 2 with that. Yeah, you can tell PDK was caught by the assists up there. And we will get an Amplify swap here, assuming... Okay, yeah, let's say, assuming Cardi Fan just doesn't, like, kill everybody. You know, I mean, CrazyCat was low. There was a moment. There was a moment. That'll do it. Tied at one apiece.
Next flashpoint, bomb flags.
No, beams are their own thing. No. Beam damage is different. Doesn't matter that's instantaneous damage. That's not the only qualification for a hit scan. Right? I mean, I guess it kind of is, but to me, beam damage is different. It's tracking. You got one with the shatter. You got 3 with the shatter, actually. Grapes is able to circle around. I didn't think you caught the 2 on the left until I looked up and saw the stuns. Just on screen, it only looked like Jman fell. But you caught 2 there, I guess, just to the far left-hand side. That shatter really snuck around that corner, right? My shatters don't sneak around corners like that. Damn it, teach me the ways, Cardi. Oh, I don't know about the Kitsu from EDM just goes all the way out front. Cardi is going to go ahead and try to push this. You pin out. Is this a folly of foolishness? The beat thrown in, but the grab is after the sound barrier and able to crush the shields. You silence the sounds. I guess no one can hear you scream if you're stuck in a graviton vortex of sorts. I'm not sure. Something like that. Are explosions hit scan? Explosions are AoE. Explosions! Alright. I mean, again, it's kind of an interesting point of the damage being instantaneous is not the only qualification of something, of damage being hit scan. $75.56 on the board. These comps are fast. There could be time for a touch. Just But you don't have a vendetta. Actually, with no vendetta, I think no touch. No vendetti, no touchy. That's basically what I'm saying here. Yeah, see, Gap and Ewan are going to try to just run it up the gut. But Grapes is, it's because Grapes can just easily mark Ewan. Grapes gets run down. Like, Grapes just got ran over. Grapes is now Wine. We have changed Grapes' name. Jman is just going to clean up at the back of the fight. All right. Where are we headed? Ducks or Refinery? Pick one. Where are we going? We're going Refinery, it looks like. Big slam. Oh, that's what my pin looks like. I don't know how Jman was able to sneak around. Like, in that corridor, Jman dodges pin. Like, how do you do that? All right, I know, like, that fight didn't go Amplify's way at all, but I'm just more impressed by Jman's Matador skills that they have going on here. What the hell was that? All right, genuinely, Kitsu. Oh, Ryan just gets mowed down. This is gonna be it could be a great. If you're able to just throw this right at him, yeah, it's exactly what you're gonna do. I am firing a lot of trouble. Gaps in deep doo doo. There's just no hope. No hope. One fight, one ult, one fight win. Ryan swaps. I don't know. Did Ryan invest? I see that part. CrazyCat. Wait, what's CrazyCat use? Oh, the Swift Step perk as opposed to the Suzu perk. Hey, yeah, but now you're talking. Now you're trying to confuse people with roll versus damage type, huh? Cardiff is the only one you can grab here. Let's go to PDK OC. Ryan's already killed 2. Looks like some pretty scraggly targets left over here from Amplify. As EDM close out New Junk City with an explosive final fight. You had all the ults in the world. The Cardi Ride wins it out.
Play of the game.
Runasapi ban out the ball. I don't mind it here. I mean, you tried to ban out the Doomfist. I can't help but wonder, I mean, would it have mattered? I mean, I don't know. Should you ban out the Cass? The ball ban on Runasapi makes a lot of sense. This I think you kind of have to do. This is you're in a, reverse sweep situation. This feels like a must. And obviously, you're in a must-win situation here. EDM looking to see if they can put that 9th win on the board. Should be able to solidify a spot in playoffs with a dub here today. And they don't waste any time. They know exactly what they want to ban. They're on a roll, and they want to keep that momentum going. It's going to be a Lucio ban immediately. Yeah, I love this. They don't rely on speed nearly as much as the Zarya composition is going to. This feels like a consistent answer time and time again. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Ryan says, hey, Gap, you playing Zarya? Can I play Genji yet, or what? Grapes is like, it's a sky blue. Get y'all in Runasapi here. Get you some Preds for this Runasapi. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, get some Preds in. Do we see a map 4? That is the big question. Do we see a map 4? Gap's showing us a Maga. I mean, I don't know, Risa to try to counter the Maga. Perhaps anticipating the Maga. Knowing that obviously we got the Wrecking Ball band out here. We saw a little bit of the Cardi Maga there to start on New Junk City. So far, it has pretty much been the Cardi show. Jman's gonna match PDK here. We're gonna get the Battle of the Cowboys showdown at the OK Corral, if you would. Juno's in play for both sides, considering. And you know what? Gap on this race that we do get the Ryan Genji out. You know, Ryan gets to play happy. Let's go. Looks like a little ring around the rosy finds favor for Amplify. They pick up 2 on that rotation. Jman connects with a couple of shots on Cardi fan. You know, a little double fan the hammer to put the big boy back in the respawn. We'll get the robot marching in Amplify's favor. They'll win first fight. We do have Ewan on the Brig versus Gorilla in the Kiriko. So we do have a bit of a change in the backline as that as well. Both teams are running the Juno. Jman's gonna have first ultimate online to the server. Damn. That's 50% ahead of PDK. And we get a cap. Like, not 50% on the board as in, like, PDK was sitting at 50%, but 50% of PDK's percentage. Anyway, never mind. Let's see. Kakardi has played Maga, and then, like, briefly swapped to Ball, and then went into Reinhardt on New Junk City. Where the Doomfist was banned. Riot's gonna pick up 2, 3 with a blade here. 4K for Riot, let's go. They do give up the checkpoint, which, you know, not ideal, but they win the fight. Bullskunk has single-handedly got me addicted to gambling. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that. Just don't, only gamble skunk points. Don't gamble real dollars. I thought that was going to be a cage cancel for a split second. I thought Cardi was going for it. We'll go for it here. All right, let's back up. There's just too many particles going on. Like 3 or 4 caught in the cage, but there's nothing but red outlines left. That would be Amplify players. The mosh pit goes not the way that Cardi wanted to. And we're going to flawless team fight, win, and Amplify, win fight 3, sending this point back the other direction. Like, I mean, I didn't see the Grapes orbital hit. I don't know where it was intended to hit, but I did not see it hit. Let's go check in with Biz here. Biz is able to cut through PDK. So minimal value out of the Kitsu just inherently without having your Soj here. Biz dancing in the middle of it. Amplify win themselves yet another team fight. So back-to-back fight wins to really extend the lead. And it's going to be the first, you know, consecutive fight wins on the map. Cardi fan swaps. We're on to Azar. You got support ultimates ready, and Jman's going to open up this fight. Goes into the courtyard with the Deadeye. Doing a little gun flips. Puts a little bit of damage downrange. You know, it's Biz who's actually the real threat. PDK, excuse me, Jman, just the red herring there in that engagement. And suddenly, EDM are on the wrong side of the tracks. You're kind of stuck inside the store. You are getting a Weeyong swap out of Grapes and is hurling some water orbs that direction, but a rally is going to clog up the store. They're just going to go plug up the dam. See if they can come in here and fix this problem real quick. Smash through Cardi fan, mace to the face style. Now you're going to have Orbital and Terra Surge walking into this next fight. Beautiful cycling out of this Amp squad. They are now marching up the hill and approaching the arch. Ryan's up, has Bubble. Cuts through Ewan. You can dash across. This is not going to be enough. You got the break. I mean, that's pretty good. CrazyCat still here, but Jman is also downstairs. It's just a 3-player push left. Cardi ends up dead, though. And, okay, Ryan gets out of that. Ryan gets a kill through that somehow. Ryan was on a sliver of health, but it ends up just tables the turns. Picks up CrazyCat and Gap. You heard me. Tables the turns. Ooh, I love this carry skin. Gorilla in the awesome skin does have a Kitsu ready to go. I'd still say it's the most powerful ultimate on the board. Although, you know what? You know what the most powerful ultimate is? The one that's winning the fight. That's going to be Cardi's Grab. 3 players stuck in that. Gap's going to do a bit of a bot steal here in the EDM fight win. This got close spawns. Everybody got group spawn up. Yeah. Gap even got the close spot. He runs out right there at the last moment. Is this gonna make for a store re-engage? They're hoping to. Orbital thrown in. Jman towards the corner, puts a couple shots down range. One connects on the Gorilla's head, but gets hit by the stun and can't find the kill. The orbital does escort the bot back into the middle, but that could just be a kill zone here for PDK. Only able to get one headshot there in the kill box. Grapes is down and PDK is running. Whoa, whoa, easy, Nat. Why are you shouting at me? On the back of a Terror Surge, Gap and Amplify are looking for the full cap here. Talked about EDM really having some momentum. Ryan's had a couple of good blades. Catches Ewan for the second Genji blade in a row. Biz with the Sundering, though, trying to answer with the giant sword. The Fang just misses Grapes with the overhead, but still enough to confirm kills on the both supports. Biz and Amplify are moments away from finishing this map. They will take it. PDK does not get back in time. Nobody was left alive. Is that a C9? I mean, there's literally nobody left alive from Amplify. We're headed to map 4. And Amplify put up, I mean, you know, there's just going to be the Ryan 4K on our screen right now. And I talked about how, you know, the Ryan blades were pretty good. Got denied in that last one, right? You do manage to get your opening pick onto Ewan like you wanted, but immediately taken down. And after that, it was just downhill. Yeah, slight error there at the end. I imagine Coach Woods is not going to be very happy about that bit of a C9 at the end. A little bit of unforced error. Maybe Cardiff just wasn't quite back out of spawn in time. You know, give him a bit of the doubt that it was just a situation. Hey, it's an Amplified map one is what it is. 8 a.m. will get choice here. Escort is the only thing you can choose from. The new Junk City pick earlier takes Hybrid out of the map pool. Dorado pick, Cassidy ban. Banning out PDK's Big Iron. Uh-oh, things are getting serious. Look at some stats there from map 3. Alexandra Zaranova. What a cool name. Alexandra Zaranova. Zara's full name. Maddie dropping the lore. Academy lost to Kintsugi 3-0. Kintsugi is on a roll right now. Kintsugi are coming off of a 3-0 win over Nightmare. So they just 6-0'd through both Nightmare squads. Kintsugi did. Back to back. Back to back. Dude, I'm telling you, this Kintsugi squad. Dark horse. Absolute dark horse of the tournament. As Blue Jay says, Dorado all day. You hear the music loading in. Let's get into it. It's time for map 4. Can Amplify do it again? Can they do it on EDM's map pick this time, more importantly? I owe you bans. I owe you a ban. It's going to be a Wuyong ban out of Amplify. Aqua? Thank you for the follow. 3 minutes. Get your preds in. I got you, Gavin. Good. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you. Yeah. You thought about it at the same exact moment I did. I can make Gamba, like, I can make that another subtext of that. That's actually a good idea. We can make, like, Gamba and Gambas both. Just make them all, but we want Gambas. That's a great idea, actually. We're gonna get the Cardi Doomfist here on Dorado. Start this off. What are we looking at? We're looking at Doomfist with PDK pulling out the long iron, not the big iron. I don't know. Big iron's like a country song. I know. But we're using like the old school rifle. A little lever pull rifle. What do you say? It is a lever action. Yeah, absolutely a lever action rifle. So big lever action. Like it doesn't. I don't know. That sounds weird. Don't make it weird, chat. Don't make it weird. Ryan actually pulling out the Tracer as opposed to the Detta. In this particular fight, like especially right here, this is gonna be tough, I think, for the Tracer to find value compared to what Biz can do with the Vendetta and just clog up these two chokes, right? So we'll see if Ryan can get in, try to find access, get a good pulls here, built up to this next fight. Also intrigued by the Grapes Yari. Fans of the channel know this is one of my absolute favorite heroes to play. Despite, I don't know, Yari gets a lot of flack for just being point and click, but damn it, I think she's fun. Go in with a little outburst to try to bail out, and Sunspot on top of that. Guardy Fan tries to go punch it in, chasing the Sunspot onto CrazyCat. They're back away. They get the Ant Matrix in play, but Ewan goes down, and Amp are not having a good day. I'm going to try to make more rhymes as EDM try to get more points. PDK finds a kill. Still Amplify, have to run away. Paratex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, we got Ant Matrix and Bob were invested, or Jman just swapped? I think Jman just swapped. PDK's Bob is definitely available. Gap rocks Grapes all the way back to spawn. Cardiffan tries to ambush everybody in the backline and is just kind of playing spy here. Was hiding by amongst a bunch of blue outlines. Catches a big right hook. He's going to immediately follow up, but the shield's in play from Ewan. They didn't even feel threatened enough to pop the Blizz, at least not yet. I mean, the rally, which is now in play. Try to save Jman, but they got punched all the way down to 6 feet below that bottom level. Biz is going to chase Cardi, dropping the Sunder and get punched out of it. Maddies are a lore keeper. Maddies are the official lore keeper of the channel. Looks like Gap didn't quite land that rocket time. Took a bit too much damage. Gorilla's Kitsune, despite being well placed, has not really found the value. You do have, I mean, not really a great ult. Like the one composition where Kitsune Rush really isn't all that great, right? I mean, PDK is playing too far back, doesn't get value from it. Ryan and Cardi Fan are both inside the power plant, and they're both kind of, you know, you can kind of tiptoe on to the bricks and get some of the bonus, but it's like the one composition where nobody really wants to stand on the point and shoot. Gorilla themselves probably got the most value out of that. That was a prayer. That was a flux and a prayer. On a Gap. That was funny. Cardi ends up getting the kill after early ingress cleaned off the high ground, really unlocked this point. Got that second one on the board here for EDM. Points, that is. Gap's gonna swap over to a diva. Good bob from Jman. Help fend off from the captive son. Grapes is actually going to swap here. You also had an amp matrix in play there as well. They call me Nano. Appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Woo! We are currently in map 4. And facing Master Division matchup here between Amplify and EDM. Ryan punching through Biz, trying to get this cap here for EDM, see if they can stave off, you know, a map 5. Gap runs out past the Doomfist. Oop, doesn't have rock for block. That Christian doesn't land. Pulse from Ryan doesn't connect, but even you got a Bob in play. And EDM are just doing such a good job. You see how difficult it was for Gap to really try to isolate Emote down mid. As they swarmed this final fight in Cap with a $1.19. Just finished Shiki versus Nightmare. Nightmare 3-0. Let's go. Okay. So Shiki's still searching for their 8th win. Let's go. Awesome to have more co-streamers out there. Interesting little move out of Cardi. I don't know, trying to bait cooldowns, or was it just a scout? Maybe trying to bait Biz into a jump. By the way, Gap has managed to work their way all the way up to this high ground, but it has to simultaneously stay in line of sight of their healers while not getting shot by PDK from the opposite side. So far, it's Amplify just kind of trying to fight for every edge. Cardifan and company are doing a good job of denying them, but Gap will eventually drop. After finding some space, Ewan goes down, but the kills are traded. So it ends up just being, hey, muscle through the low ground. Try to survive through the kill box. I mean, you still have 3 players sitting on this high ground. Waiting for the regains. Watch for the timing at the top of your screen. Okay, here we go. Amplify do not give a chance for the defense to set back up and eventually do take the 5v3. Just as Cardi and company were returning, very well-timed ambush to maximize the amount of value they got from that. And we're going to get a point cap just from that one team fight win. Very well played out of Amplify. Nice macro understanding. Pike? It's hard. I'm not sure. But I appreciate the follow either way. Unusual spelling on that. I'm kind of curious. We're at Pike, like Pike Trickfoot. Great disengage out of Amplify. They're able to just back up, no losses. They have a Kitsu to counteract with. They should be able to find a little more value with it. Yeah, I'm curious if CrazyCat wants to go to the high ground with this. We are going to get Grapes. This is just going to initiate. Ooh, some mean hits. Biz is barking up the wrong tree. They get just mashed down by this rally. Had to use a big inspiration for my overlays and pregame content. Thanks for inspiring other co-streamers. Oh, that's so kind of you to say. I hope you're having fun with it. Thank you for the kind words. And we just, you know, we keep getting better every day. That's what it's all about. You just keep getting better every time, every day. Bubble engaged to the high ground and look like you're able to force out Gorilla's positioning. Yeah. Biz gets caught. So Biz was up on the stairs there. Grab him to the high ground while Cardifan is making that play. Cardifan is cleaned out of the back line. But not before taking Jman with him. National Bull Skunk Day may have been yesterday, like with 500th match or something. So many animals, his stream actually constitute a barn. That's amazing. Oh, bull, skunk, goat. You know, maybe some ducks and some quacks at times as well. I heard dragons coming out. Speaking of animals, that one more mythical and a little more elusive. Is it just flash here and gone? Sundering Blade interrupted. Biz just punched right out of it. Peak. Okay, pronounced like peak. Oh yeah, that's good to know. I appreciate it. That's cool. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Gap going down. Not bode well here. Cardi is going to continue to pile on the punches and pile on the pain. Or pile on the punches of pain. That's what I should have said. 4K there for Cardi in that team fight. Buck 48 left on the clock. What was chat saying? Oh, what play? Yeah. What, can I get a top bunk in the barn? You automatically nest in the rafters. I mean, you are a Blue Jay. I mean, it does just fit. It's on brand. This is going to be, I mean, Cardi's way behind with this Kitsu thrown up top, but Amplify can't really lock down any targets with it. Good job from EDM, just kind of skedaddle out of there. Coach Woods pops in and congratulate the team on a good disengage. Maybe not so much on the Kitsu. Not sure where the Kitsu went. Looked like it went about 2 feet. Did I miss say that? It looked like the Kitsu went right into the wall. We see Jman falling lifeless ragdoll out of the sky. And EDM are able to control their high ground and create enough chaos down low. Did collegiate streams for years. Always wanted to pivot to the game I enjoyed doing the most. That's amazing. Will y'all be sure and go drop, they call me a Nano follow. Nano, you got a follow from me, that's for sure. I'll be keeping an eye out for you. Awesome to see more co-streamers here in Overwatch. Man, this comp, I mean, is from EDM is hard to keep up with, and I've got a top-down point of view, right? I can't imagine Amplify trying to keep up with all the different angles that EDM keep hitting them from. Make it expensive to go anywhere, right? It costs you cooldowns, it costs you resources, it costs to even try to move. You got Riot and Cardi are still harassing in the back line. But up front, Jman finds a good pick here, bolstered by our sound barrier. Can't quite connect with that take aim. It's all right. You get the swift step out of Gorilla. Amplify able to kind of anchor this cart. Here comes Big Punchin' Papa. Cardi fan forced out. Dragons from PDK out of spawn. Ryan here to hold down the anchor the objective while Cardi fan clears out the courtyard. Good job from Amplify as Biz is swapped to an Echo, and the Echo immediately catches 2. They're able to dance over the wall, find some kills, and Biz makes such a clutch swap. This is actually working. The stickies put a lot of pressure. You're going to force the Meteor Strike out of Cardi Fan here. Oh, but it lands right on top of Ewan's face. Couple take aim bolts, but not enough to really significantly hurt Cardi. Bubble onto the point. Now a Primal out from Gap. See if they can get this across the line. See if they can extend this series out. Otherwise, EDM will push this 9th win of the season on the board. PDK finds one after swapping to a Widowmaker. Cardi Fan's going to find another. I think EDM have done it here. A beautiful shot finds CrazyCat, and that will be the sniper bullet in the coffin. EDM wins the series 3-1. The cancel. The Sundering cancel. Oof. God, that's such a difficult comp to lock down. My goodness. Cardi only able to bring the Doomfist out on one map, but it's such a curveball. And Amplify kind of they're able to craft map 3 into their favor. They are able to pull out that great dub. They get a full cap on Runasapi, able to ban out ball and choose push, but past that, you go back to an EDM map pick. And EDM, I think EDM kind of knew, I mean, Gap is kind of known for playing more of the ground and pound. EDM danced on him in that one. GG's to Emote as they put up their 9th win of the season. Again, typically enough to secure a spot. Mathematically, it hasn't been decided yet, but typically enough to earn a spot in postseason. Right now, it's good enough to get them into 4th place in our standings. Oh, excuse me, 5th in our standings. Quick look at stats there. I think Cardi Fan's gonna have to be your player of the match. I mean, even pulling out a Reinhardt there in map 2. That was unexpected. But yeah, I mean, 27-0 in your opening map does everything they need to on the ball. 35-6. They're in that final map at Dorado with 16k damage on the Doomfist. Unreal. But things could get interesting. Again, Amplify denied their 10th win, and we might end up with 4 through 8 all sitting, about the same place, all sitting with 9 wins. Maybe EDM is even able to sneak up and grab, the 4th seed. You avoid having to take on, Nightmare or Dreamland potentially in the opening round, or even Kintsugi with the way Kintsugi are looking. Maybe this is really the team you're trying to avoid.